like that, yeah. I like that, yeah. Yeah.
American Bully, that's a dream. From XL booties to extreme. Pocket stamping, not left behind. Bully breathing is a grind, we don't mind. Pick it up shit, face no posting. Put in the time, we get left behind. Stand on your 2 feet, no joint crowd. Stay grounded with 10 toes down. Some get big headed when they win at a show. Some act like Joe, plus some hype for dough. Real breeders are humble, you know. Cause they know just cause you won the class don't mean you won the show.
What is going on, nation? QBN Nation, that is. What is going on? Brandon McKay, nothing but love, man. Just became a new member. Kyle, can I hear our new member swag song?
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. Before we continue, real quick, man, let me shout out all of my veterans, all the veterans that are no longer here and the ones that are here, to be able to honor the ones that aren't today, Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. I might be having technical difficulties, I'm being told. If I am, guys, I apologize. Also, for the first time on the show, we're going to go with live comments, as you can see right there, right? But I'm going to let y'all know, little fellers, if you come on here and you misbehave, you know what I'm talking about. Send out a bad word or anything like that. Unfortunately, we're going to have to either block you or take it down, one or the other. All right? Real quick, man, let me go through some comments here. We got Big Beach saying, good evening. Que vuelta, que hola. We got MJA coming in from North Carolina. We got We in the Building, Rob Finn. Danielle McCrae. Hello, everyone. All right. Perfect Storm Bullies. Hope everyone's having a great Memorial Day. Absolutely. V. Ferreira, you're frozen on the screen. Rao, dang it. I am sorry. Let me bring in Michael Higginson. Maybe y'all can see him.
Yeah, I can see you just for a second right now.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe
it's been blank, but I can see you froze at least right now.
Yeah, it says I'm frozen like Disney. Maybe it's the new feature with the comments coming in. It seems like I just ran a speed test, so it's not my end. It could be the StreamYard servers. Big Beach, my grandfather got his citizenship during Vietnam War. Salute veterans. There you go, man. Nothing but love, bro. Rob Finn. I don't know what that means, Rob Finn. Queen Sergeant Stubby, American hero. Absolutely, man. Talking about Sergeant. What's that?
Can you see me?
Yeah. Can you see me? Am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're still frozen.
Oh,
well, happy Memorial Day to you and all the other vets as well. You included, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for your service, brother.
Man, it was an honor, like any true veteran would tell you. It is an honor to be able to serve this amazing nation. Well, tell you what, since I can't come on screen right now, let's lend a little bit of credence, not just to the men and women that laid their life on the line, but also our four-legged friend. Yes, our four-legged friend. I'm talking about none other than Sergeant Stubby. If y'all don't know who this is, we made a live. We made a video a while back, and Sergeant Stubby came in on the video. If you haven't seen the difference between Pitbull and American Bully, I suggest you check it out.
A very declarated dog.
Yeah, man. Let's read up a little bit on Sergeant Stubby, man. Let's give him his props. Sergeant Stubby from 1916 to 1926. He lived 10 years. Was the unofficial mascot of the 102nd Infantry Regiment, was assigned to the 26th Yankee Division in World War I and traveled with his division to France to fight alongside the French. Now, I gotta ask this, man. Just being in the military, if anybody knows this, please chime in. But I'd really like to know. I know each soldier was getting, rations, food rations. We call those MREs in the military. I can only wonder if Sergeant Stubby, if he got a regular food ration or, what kind of ration he was getting. That would be kind of neat. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat to know, man. He served for 18 months. Check it out. My bad. He served for 18 months and participated in 100 battles and 4 offenses in the Western Front. He saved his regiment from surprise mustard gas attacks, found and comforted the wounded, allegedly once attacked and held a German soldier by the seat of his pants, keeping him there until American soldiers found him. His actions were well documented in contemporary American newspapers. He received many awards, including a gold medal, a wound strip, and 2 Purple Hearts. By the way, in the military, you get Purple Hearts whenever you're injured in battle. Stubby has been called the most decorated war dog of the Great War and the only dog to be nominated and promoted to sergeant through combat. Wow. Stubby's remains are in the National Museum of American History, right? Stubby is the subject of 2018 animated film Sergeant Stubby, an American Hero. Wow. I really would have wished they would have made a more real life type of movie, but this Sergeant Stubby right here. Now, you could call him a pit. You could call him, I think pretty much you could call him a pit. Let's see here. Place of display, Smithsonian. We already know he died March 16th, 1926, aged 9 or 10. I guess they weren't sure. Allegiance to U.S., served in the Army. Who? Not the Marines, not the Navy, not the Air Force, the U.S. Army. Who? Years of service from 1917 to 1918. Rank, Sergeant. Unit, 102nd Infantry Regiment, 26th Yankee Division, World War I, 17 battles on the Western Front. Awards, Humane Educational Society, Wound Stripe Purple Heart 2, and
impressive, man.
Georgetown Hoyas. Oh, okay, so the Georgetown Hoyas, that's right. So Sergeant Stubby is their mascot. Wow, that makes me an immediate fan. Stubby was described as contemporaneous news items as a Boston Terrier or Bull Terrier mutt. Okay. Describing him as a dog of uncertain breed. Okay, so not a pit. And Boston wrote that the brindle pattern pup probably owed at least some of his parentage to the evolving family of Boston Terriers, a breed so new that even its name was in flux. Boston Roundheads, American and Boston Bull Terriers. Stubby was found wandering the grounds of the Yale University campus in New Haven, Connecticut in 1917, July, while members of the 102nd Infantry were training. He hung around as the men drilled, and one soldier in particular, Corporal James Robert Conroy, 1892 to 1987, developed a fondness for him. When it came time for the outfit to ship out, Conroy hid Stubby on board the troop ship. As they were getting off the ship in France, he hid Stubby under his overcoat without detection. Upon discovery by Conroy's commanding officer, Stubby saluted him as he had been trained to do in camp, and the commanding officer allowed the dog to stay on board. Wow. What a story, man. Check him out.
I'm not an expert on Boston Terriers, but that don't look like one to me. It looks more like a pit, don't it?
Yeah, well, it kind of sounds like Boston Terriers were kind of like where the American Bully is right now back then. But you're absolutely right. That's not a current Boston Terrier muzzle whatsoever.
No.
I couldn't agree with you more on that one, man. Stubby served. Let's see.
Maybe that's where they were at then. I'm not sure.
Well, look at this.
As far as breed type.
Stubby served with the 102nd Infantry Regiment in the trenches in France for 18 months and participated in 4 offensives and 17 battles. He entered combat February 5th, 1918 at Chemin des Dames, north of Soissons, and was under constant fire day and night for over a month. In April 1918, during a raid to take, wow, CJ Prey, I don't know. Stubby was wounded in the foreleg by retreating Germans throwing hand grenades. Wow, so he was injured. That was the first one. He was sent to the rear for convalescence, and as he had done on the front, improved morale. When he recovered from his wounds, Stubby returned to the trenches. In his first year of battle, Stubby was injured by mustard gas. After he recovered, he returned with a specially designed gas mask to protect him. He thus learned to warn his unit of mustard gas attacks, locate wounded soldiers in no man's land, and since he could hear the whine of incoming artillery shells before humans, became very adept at alerting his unit when to duck for cover. Man, that's pretty interesting. He was solely responsible for capturing a German spy in the Argonne, leading to their unit's commander nominating Stubby for the rank of sergeant. Following the retaking of Chateau Thierry by the U.S., women of the town, you notice my French, right? Women of the town made Stubby a chameau coat upon which his many medals were pinned. He was later injured again in the chest. Man, Stubby had 9 lives and leg by a grenade. He ultimately had 2 wound stripes at the end of the war. Robert Conroy and Stubby returned home in 1918. Check him out, man. This is hilarious. General John Pershing awards Sergeant Stubby with a medal from the Humane Education Society at a White House ceremony in 1921. Dang, man. Sergeant Stubby.
Stubby was a big deal, man.
Who would have thunk it, man? Who'd have thunk it, man? Rob Finn saying Stubby was hard to kill. Yeah, he was. Happy Memorial Day.
I wonder if he's still the most decorated.
I'm sorry?
I wonder if he's still the most decorated, or if there's any Malinois or anything that have larger credentials.
If you asked me, man, and I hate to,
I mean, he's the OG for sure.
Yeah, look, check him out, man. Preserved in the National Museum. Wow. Man. And that's the statue of him. So he was.
That's him saluting.
Yeah, that's how they taught him to salute. Wow, that
cool,
must have been amazing, man. So hold on, let me go ahead and take this down real quick. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't mean to take down whatever dogs are in service now. I definitely respect them, but think about it, man. Nobody sat there to train him, right?
Right.
Not only, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't trained to do anything in particular. He learned on the job. And for the sake of being honest, war back then was war's never good. But war back then was probably more brutal than it is now because it was straight up trench warfare in World War
Man, I guarantee you, it's all hand to hand back then.
Yeah, it was just peekaboo, man. You know what I'm saying? You kind of come up, shoot, fire, and then come back down. That's scary. That's stuff, all you man. Could do. So, yeah, man. Let me see. Stubby is a pit, bro. That's what I think, man. But all it takes is one person to love boxers. Hold on, we got sunshine in the back. What's up, big dog? Hollywood.
Our video we did, that's the only reason why we included him was because he was a pit bull, or it wouldn't have made sense to include him if he was a Boston. It just wouldn't have made sense, Yeah, hey, so no, he was a pit.
Queen, hey, but wait, stop here, Kyle. Tell me if this reminds you of anything. Queen says, I believe from rumors and research, if he barked, the soldiers salute him with bacon. That's what we threw in the video, remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, he was a pit. That's what all our research showed. I remember that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But now they want to call him a Boston Terrier, even though he doesn't look like a Boston Terrier.
You're still, just so you know, you're still frozen, bro. Just so you point that out.
Well, I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, we got you, man.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm here.
All right. Hey, I'm truly sorry, guys. You can't see my animated self, but it is what it is. I can tell you guys when I was in the military around 1994, I headed to Germany before I headed somewhere else. And bottom line, they actually had geese, right? Geese that were actually pulling duty. And when I tell you, them damn geese could bite harder than a dog, and there's no way you could get away because they could fly.
Oh, they're mean.
Bro, they're very mean. Very.
Geese are so aggressive, man.
Yeah, I had never seen that. Top tier. What are some common collab conditions? I have a credit from a reputable stud. I want to make sure I'm doing fair business. Okay, top tier. First of all, I want to thank you for joining us. What are common collaboration conditions? Typically, and you're saying you have a stud credit. I'm not sure what you're asking, man. Like, do you want to know if you want to sell your stud credit, or if you use the stud credit on somebody's female, what do you get in return? Because typically, whenever I use one of my studs on anybody's female, I ask for first and third pick in return. That's normal compensation, if you will. If that's not what you're asking, please be a little bit more specific. Queens New Blood says he might have been a part of Boston Terrier development. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Malachi, shout out to Howard. He was the first pit Amstaff to be used as an explosive detection dog. Good looking dude too. You know, it's funny you say that, Malachi, because now, at least when I got out the service, they actually had rats that are actually doing that job instead of dogs, because they weigh far less. Anthony Smith, I named my dog Bobby Jean in memory of Bobby. Okay. Who's Bobby? Let us know, man. Don't just leave us hanging like that. Bobby.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, so the other night, man, I was dropping a little bit of trivia, right? So I'm going to drop a little bit of trivia. I want you guys to give me the genetic expression of a fawn tri-dog, and the winner, I will give you a free spin. Free spin on the prize wheel. So here you go. Let me put that to scroll across the bottom, and there it is. Give me the genetic expression of a fawn tri-dog. Anybody that drops it first, as long as you're a member, you're getting a free spin, man. Good evening, Bully fam. Adam Fields, what's up? Top tier says, okay, thanks, bro. I just wanted to do good business. Okay, I'm still not. I guess I answered your question then. So, Anthony Smith says Bobby is a historical dog from the military that held his post after the service member passed away. Wow, man, that's big. That's the thing about dogs, man. I don't care what anybody says. Look, it's not that I value a dog's life more than humans. In some cases I do, but it's not necessarily that. It's just that the dog per se doesn't have the ability to hide, false narratives within itself and its expression outward. When a dog barks at you and growls, he doesn't like you. When the dog comes at you to licks you and he's wagging his tail, he thinks you're great. If they wake up at 6 a.m. and jump in the pool like my dog Blueberry did this morning, almost giving me a freaking heart attack. Yeah, that's him right there. Here, look, let me give you this quick story. Y'all just gonna crack up, man. You can't make it up if you wanted to. So it's Memorial Day. I usually sleep in, but today I was gonna really sleep in. Except at 6 a.m, all of a sudden my alarms are going off, bells and whistles, and I immediately grab my phone to see what's going on, which camera, what's going on. I look, and look at what I see. I see little old Blueberry. Look at his face. Dun, dun, dun. He got caught. Little Blueberry, man. Old little Blueberry inside of my pool.
Looking right at the camera.
the night before yesterday, I had put him on that little floater. Now that little floater is super cool because in the middle it's got like this little cloth mesh. So he's pretty much able to stand. He's standing in there, right? But I guess he liked it so much. In the morning, he went up and he jumped on it. And it set off my alarms because obviously, we don't want to see, anybody jumping in our pool, a kid or God forbid, or anybody that would jump the fence that would get in the pool. So I honestly, when I first looked, I couldn't make it out, man, because my eyes were still, trying to focus and whatnot. But once I seen him, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I got the case of the giggles. I was full blown cracking up. When I asked my wife, I said, "Where the dogs at?" And she's like, "Oh, I let him out." I showed her the picture. We both go running to the window, and there he is, just like that. We could not stop laughing, bro. I haven't had a laugh like that in a long time.
Man,
all right,
that's really something. Them dogs there's so much character, man. It's crazy.
Man, little Blueberry, let me tell you something, bro. He is just freaking hilarious. MJA says, cloning bullies. Did you see supposedly 3 pups just came out that were cloned? Nope, I didn't see it. If you could forward it to my DM, I like to see it. Doesn't surprise me. I haven't heard
anything about it.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. At the same time, I think of it as being highly unlikely. So it doesn't surprise me because we have the technology. The reason I think it's unlikely is because of the cost to clone it, right? So I'm just going to throw that out there. But please, okay, so Kyle's letting me know a big kennel probably did it. Okay, great. If they did it, great. Also, to be honest with you, if they did it, it's the beginning of the end, not just for them, but for just about everybody. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen then is you're going to pay for the stud. You're then going to pay for the cloning service. And that's pretty much it. That's what's going to happen, right? So the evolution of producing dogs that look better than the dad and this and that is probably going to come to a standstill because now people want exactly what they're seeing there. So I'm just saying. All right. So Queen's New Blood. Let's see. Queen's New Blood. Okay. I said Fawn Tri, Queen's New Blood. You said AYAY. AYAY means no non-tri. And then you wrote ATAT. So there we're off. You either got to be for the correct answer, it would have been ATAT for try. But because you have AY on there, you're disqualified. Now, Insaratha, nobody said anything about a melanistic mask. He's over here putting EM. Or she is. But that's okay. That's okay. Now, she put a capital B for black. So that's where you lose. Because this is a fawn dog. And we know fawn is a lighter color than brown. Right? So let me bring up a picture of what a fawn dog looks like so that we could all be on the same page. That's fawn right there, right? So that capital B means the dog would have either been black or blue or lighter versions of blue, but not necessarily brown, okay? Okay, so, but excellent try, though. I'm loving it. 24 likes, 62 people in here. Yeah, I know, top tier. It's I'm at the point where I just kind of shrug my shoulders. I'm willing to give another spin once we hit 50 likes, but until we hit that, it's not going to happen. Anthony Smith says they have a statue of the dog somewhere. I can't remember. Yeah, in Washington, I believe it said. Shade Tree, how's it going? We got what? Most. Man, I can't read all that. I've been a subscriber for over 4 years. Finally got my membership today. Congrats, man. Thanks for all the knowledge. You've helped me more than I can say. Man, I really wish man, can you pronounce that, Mike? Most 8V, man. If you could tell me how to pronounce it, I would.
I'm with you, man. That's a tough one.
That's a tough one, man. Rob Finn says, smash that like button, like over, hand right from Mike Tyson. There you go. Smash the like.
We'll just call him the most.
There you go. The most. There you go. Marisol Timmons, is it A locus? A locus is going to tell you whether the dog is tri or not. Once you tell me that in genetic terms, the following thing you need to tell me is what color is the dog and what's the final coat of paint, right? Malachi says Blueberry trying to chill. He could care less. Absolutely, he could care less. Sulema. Oh, Sulema Santiago. You see, here's the thing, man. There's some people that watches that are casual about things. Then there's the Zulema Santiagos, right? Zulema Santiago, she doesn't post much, but when she posts, man, you need to run for the hills, right? So let's read what she wrote on here. She said KYKY, which means transparent coat of paint, right? Followed by lowercase b, which means brown. We're good up to that point. Now, dilution, she said lowercase d, turns the dog from brown dog. Hold on, let me see. We got a brown dog over here so I can show you how we go from brown to fawn over here. Yeah, here you go. So we got we can call that a brown dog. And now, because she put the 2 lowercase d's in there, we go from that color to, boom, that color. You see the lighter fawn color. Fawn, think of fawn like a deer, right? A deer, a female deer. You know what I'm talking about. Ray, a drop of golden sun, right? You know what I'm talking about. So fawn is deer color. She's got it right up to there. Now, I said it must be tri. And she said ATAT. Zulema, you got it, sweetheart. You got it. We're going to spin the wheel here. Let me find it right here. Let's bring up the wheel for Miss Zulema Santiago. She killing it. She keeps gobbling up these spins, man. But she's doing excellent. She learning, man. She's so far ahead of the curve. It's not even funny. Here we go. All right. Can y'all see the wheel? All right. And by the way, am I still frozen, Mike?
You're coming in and out. I can see you a little bit right now.
Okay, so here we go, man. Here we go. Zulema Santiago. Here we go. Oh, stop.
Oh, man, that was close.
Dang it. Ah, man. All right, Zulema. But listen, Zulema, you got it right. Thank you so much for answering correctly. That was quite phenomenal. Quite phenomenal. Did it all on your own. Good job. We got Anthony Smith. A tri-bond mean, but that male is going to put out tries. You want to give it a shot there, Mike?
What's that?
You want to read the comment and give it a try?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, I thought it was just me, bro.
I thought you got something I did when you read it. I don't know what it. I don't know.
Look, I've been doing this for 5 years.
Our translator, man, where's he at?
No, our translator can't do it either, man. I've been doing this for 5 years. Typically, when I don't get it, either the guy next to me gets it immediately, or it's one of them that we just can't do.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Comment and try
what you got, Kyle?
Well, I can tell you what he's trying to say is, for some reason, I don't know what he means by tri-bond, but he said the male is going to put out the tries, but that's not true. It depends on which one has the ATAT. But they would both have to have KYKY. I think he just kind of.
They would both have to pass an AT because you get one from mom and one from dad.
Otherwise, you got a ghost try.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
If
You got to get it.
If they're both not ATAT, then you would have a ghost try, right?
No,
not necessarily.
If you don't get all right, Money Mike. All right, Money Mike.
That would be a capital. That would be where that B comes in. Remember?
No. Hold up, guys. Y'all butchering it, man. Hold up, man. Hold up. So here we go.
Summarizing.
One from mom, one from dad. An AT from mom, an AT from dad. Together, they make a try. If mom
Yes.
is not AT, she's AY, and dad is AT, what you have is a
Tri-carrier.
tri-carrier, which is a dog
Yep.
that doesn't show tri, but if he's bred to a dog that's got tri, he's able to produce
Can
some tri.
produce try. Yes.
Okay. We getting it. We getting it. I love it how the entire community is coming at it. We did this last Friday, man. You should have seen him, man. It was a thing of beauty. Magnanimous, he got it right, but he added an additional melanistic mass that I said nothing about. But that's cool. KR Doodles, Mr. Miyagi's another clone American Bully. He was cloned in 2023. Well, very good for Mr. Miyagi, bro. Anthony Smith, when the dog is a tri-bond, what is a tri-bond, bro? It means that you don't have to do anything. Tries are coming out. Okay, so I guess he knows something I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, you need one from both parents, bro. I'll look up. Let's see. Maybe you're right, and I've been wrong in the past. I'm not afraid to challenge myself. In fact, it's a learning opportunity. So let me bring up my screen, and let's find what a tri-bond is. A tri-bond dog. And maybe you're teaching me something, and I'm just ignorant to the fact, okay? So tri-bond dog. Here we go. Tri-bond dog can refer to a few things. A dog with a tricolored coat. A dog named Bond in the Spy family anime, or the term tri-bond used in some cognitive training activities. Okay, so tricolor dog is a dog with 3 distinct colors. Okay, I get all that. Yeah, I don't see. Again,
the first thing it said was the closest to what he was saying.
Yeah, but again, this is just, you can't take the first thing Google tells you. So tri-bond dog produces tri irregardless of other dog. All right, let's see. Let's see how good AI is.
Looking at his newer comments, it looks like he was kind of just guessing because he didn't hear the whole thing. That's what he's telling us. So he was just guessing, so I don't think he understood what was going on.
Yeah, no. There's no such thing as a dog that's a tri-bond dog that, irregardless if the other dog doesn't have an AT, is going to produce a tri. Yeah. All right. Most hated native. That's his name. Most hated native. Ha! I'm going to call you Most if I forget, but most hated native. I love it, man. All right. Mr. Roth, lowercase BB, DD, okay, would be lilac, or, well, not necessarily lilac. First is fawn. All depends how strong the dilution is. So, yeah, it could be lilac or fawn. And then you said uppercase B, lowercase b with the DD, I think is blue fawn. Okay. No. Uppercase B, lowercase b, and DD, yes, it can be blue fawn, like it is the case of my girl Ali, right? She's a blue fawn, which, in fact, I dropped a video today explaining what you're really looking at. Hey, Mike, let me ask you this. Mike, what color is this girl's sister that you have in your house?
She is a blue, what people call blue, but it's diluted black. Okay.
Did you know that this girl, what color is this girl you're looking at right now?
What we're just talking about. Some people call it fawn. Some people say like a buckskin color. She's a little lighter than buckskin, but
okay. Genetically, she's none of that. Genetically, she's blue.
Right. Well, I already knew that. I already knew that by her nose and because we've been down this road, but.
Well, not just her nose, bro. Not just her nose.
She's an exception. She's very unique.
Yeah, that she is, but she is. That's why these dogs right here are called blue fawns, is because they are blue genetically, but phenotypically they are brown or light brown, deer color. So
not very common.
Not very common. No, not at all, man.
Yeah, I have her sister here, Freya, that is blue as a dog can be.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Dupree Anders, yo, I know I'm late as hell. What's going on? What I missed? Looks like another trivia segment. I'm going to drop one more for you, Dupree, because I know you showed up late. I was waiting for you, man. Malachi, Zulema is the merchant of wheel spins, the queen of it. She's really good. She's really good at it. Queen's New Blood, my bad. I haven't looked at the colors for a while. I plan to refresh my memory here. No questions. Trivia question. All right. Let's do a trivia question here. Let's let me make it a little complicated. Let me make it a little complicated because y'all be picking up on stuff a little too quick, man. Right? So let me bring up a picture, and I want you to give me your best genetic guess at the color of the dog that I'm about to show you. All right? And boom. If you watched this on Friday, you already know. If you weren't here on Friday, tough titty with a rubber nipple. It sucks. But give me a genetic expression of what this dog is and give me, hold on, let me type it up. Give me the genetic expression of this pup and layman's, I forgot how to write layman's term. Layman's term for it. All right. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I told you we're gonna make it a little complicated. So, give me the genetic expression of this dog, and then in addition, give me layman's term for it. What do we call this dog in the breeding community? Huh? Yeah. Y'all thought you were gonna get off easy today, didn't you?
Yeah, that's a pretty tough one.
In fact, the person that gets this right, I'm going to give you 2 spins, not 1. All right? So, I'm going to start giving y'all hints. But remember, first person to come in and answer is going to, and has to answer correct, will win it. So, here's going to be the first thing I'm going to say. First thing I'm going to say is look at the dog's nose. Is it black? Is it jet black? Or does it seem a little bit more diluted, more like a dark grayish, right? That's the first hint I'm giving you. The next hint I'm going to give you is look at the doggy's eyes. Now imagine this pup is 6 months and 1 day old, okay? Look at the doggy's eyes. That should give you a little bit of a clue. Now, is there a pattern on this puppy? If so, what is the pattern? In addition, is there an overall color on this puppy? If so, what is that?
Well, that's a lot of hints.
Listen, I'm just throwing it out there. First person that figures it out is the one that's getting 2 spins. Let me go to the comments, man. Let me see what's up. Let me see what's up. All right. Hold on, guys. I'm going to have to jump some comments. Okay. What do you say about a trindle? I have a black trindle and bred him to a blue tri. One of the pups looked like a blue trindle and one blue fawn ghost tri. Your opinion, please. Marisol, my opinion is I'm going to be dropping a video this week where we're going to be talking about what happens when I mix and match and what we get. So I don't want to drop it here and then people not want to go watch the video. So if you could just bear with me till Friday, we'll review that video on Friday and we'll get into all that, okay? Magnuma says, can anyone help me understand why a piebald tri would be solid SS on the S locus? Huh? That means that the result is wrong. And I would contact either Embark or whoever and have them explain to me why that SS is there and have them rerun the test. That's what I would do. All right. Okay. So VBX Bullies says EMEM, giving a melanistic mask. He says KBKY, which is a dark coat of paint at the end. He's got 2 lowercase b's for brown. He's got lowercase d's for dilution, meaning now you're looking at a fawn dog that is a tri-carrier. So, nope. Marisol Timmons says blue brindle. Huh? Is that a blue brindle? Well, Marisol, I will tell you this. You are right. It is a blue brindle. Only problem is you didn't give me a genetic expression.
Yeah.
That's right. So that's where we stop. Now, Inserata. She said melanistic mask, melanistic mask. That's that EMEM. Then she said KBR. Okay, so KBR meaning brindle, which we know Embark doesn't express that anymore. So she said KBRKY. Then she says uppercase B, uppercase B. Now, if you would have said uppercase B, lowercase b, I still will let it fly because there's no way we would know if that second B is uppercase or lowercase. But that first B, uppercase, says the undercoat is black. Then she's going to dilute it. She says 2 lowercase d's. So that black goes to blue. And she calls it blue brindle. Now, how do we know that the undercoat is black, Mike, if what we're seeing is a brindle pattern on top? Why is it? Yeah, go ahead.
By the nose.
By the nose. There you go. The nose color is telling you, look, I'm black, but there is dilution. Not only can you see the dilution on the brindle patterning, you could see it on the nose. So it's Sarata. She gets 2 free spins. She got it right. Absolutely right. Okay, now
is that how they do it? They don't do it like that now, right? Though, but that's still right. But it's not KBRKY. It's they have a BRBR, don't they?
No. Now it would just read KBKY.
Oh, they don't have a brindle. Yeah, that's right. They don't have a brindle code.
They did away with the brindle and they just classified everything under KB. That's all. Whiteout, man, you almost got it. You got the blue brindle right, Whiteout. But and you know the dog had KBR, but you were missing the coat color, which was that uppercase B, and the dilution, right? And the way you know you have dilution, guys, is not only the nose being a little bit lighter, look at the eyes. Dilution dilutes the eye colors as well. So if the doggy had, say, pitch black eyes, then I would have to question the dilution. At that point, I would think he has a non-dilution and with a dilution carrier, right? At that point. All right. Let's see. Blue brindle, which I like to say reverse brindle. Nose is blue. Marisol, you're right about that. Express eye genes next, please. Okay, so there's no such thing as eye genes. There is such thing as dilution. So when you have 2 lowercase d's, it's going to dilute the coat color, it's going to dilute the nose, and it's going to dilute the eyes. And there's one other place that's going to get diluted. Can you tell me that one other place where there's going to be dilution, Mike?
What were the ones you listed? I'm sorry.
Okay. Whiteout is asking, express eye genes, right? I'm telling him there's no such thing as eye genes.
Right.
That there is dilution. And when dilution is there with 2 lowercase d's, because it's a recessive gene, right? What happens is the nose becomes lighter colored. The coat on the dog becomes lighter colored. The eyes become lighter colored. But there's one other place that becomes lighter colored. What is it?
The pads.
There you go. There you go, Money Mike. You're killing it, bro. Woohoo, Money Mike. I give you a spin, man, but
yeah, I'm good for it.
You're a co-host, man. By the way, somebody wrote here Trindle, and the fact is, if the dog was ATAT on top of everything we said, then he would have been Trindle. But, right, we don't have that information, right? You can say, well, we don't see it, but the fact is, KBR, right, or KB for Brindle, or KBR, regardless, determines where it's going to show try if it wants to, right?
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. So, as you've seen, even the people that have been doing this a long time and looked at this stuff quite a bit, it can get really tricky, right? So, Raul has formulated a chart, and that chart has routes from place to place, where from each option there's only so many routes it can go, and it's like it's lines going to each one with all the different options of the colors for the dog. It's called his color chart, and it's available on the app. And I'm telling you right now, when you're looking at your embark and you're looking at your color, you're looking at these letterings that these different alleles here, then looking at that chart, it'll help you learn it a lot, and it'll help you reassure that you're right about what you think.
And you could download it in QBN app. Okay, it goes for $9.99. And I'll show you exactly. I made a little video on how to download it. So here it is. You go to QBN app, you click on it, go all the way down to store, and in store you click on color chart, and then you click on assessment tool, and boom, there it is. You can buy the color chart for $9.99. You have it there in front of you, and you know you're able. It makes this all so much easier to figure out, man.
And the thing about it is, especially if you're looking like, say for example, you've had a litter of pups and you're trying to figure out all these embarks and what's what, you can get pretty mixed up, pretty jumbled up, looking at all the different stuff. So it is really helpful to have that tool that you can reference, because after you go back and forth so many times, you can be like, wait a minute, now I'm confused, right? So it's something that I have, and a very useful tool. So,
man, I'm glad you brought that up. I got something for y'all, and so far in Serata, I know you got 2 spins, but I'm gonna ask another trivia question and see if you guys can answer it. Okay, let me hold on. Let me put this American Bully. Hold on. I'm going to ask this one more question.
Man, while you're typing that up, I was just sitting here thinking, man, like, I'm so proud of the patriotic Americans that have served for this country.
Amen to that, bro.
The things that have been done, it's a big deal.
Bro, I couldn't agree with you more, bro. Let me tell you something. One of the things that one of the reasons why I love the military so much is because when you go in and you go through that boot camp and you're wearing that green, look, forget wearing the green. When the bullets start flying, there's no such thing as I'm Cuban, Venezuelan, half black, half white. He's white, he's black, this dude's Mexican, this dude's Asian. All that goes out the window. Yeah. All of a sudden, we all understand why we are there, and it's much bigger than what any one of us individually are. Collectively, it's for the nation. It's above us. I get goosebumps.
It really is, man.
Just talking about it, bro.
And it makes me emotional to think about just what a privilege it is to honor your country like that. It's something to be proud of.
Absolutely, bro. Let me tell you something. After combat, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The minute the fit hits the shan, it's almost like when you get in a fight, bro. When you get in a fight, the fight's happening, and sometimes things happen so quickly that as soon as the fight's over, you don't remember what the hell happened, because it was just, and literally you could go into a firefight for 8, 10, 16 hours. And by the time it's done, you're trying to think back within those 10 or 16 hours, and it's just one big blur. It's one big snap of the fingers, bro. But the only thing that you could think of by the time everything is done, when you start looking at everybody in the eyes, bro, you start realizing no one has to say it, bro. That's my brother. Like, that's my brother.
Yeah, there's a camaraderie there like nothing else, man, for sure.
Like nothing else, man. And I couldn't be any happier for my parents to have brought me here and for me to have been part of the military, U.S. military, even though I was in the Army. It falls under all of us, bro. Serving this nation, I just couldn't think of a more honorable thing to do, man. Straight up.
Yeah. Straight up.
Real quick, man. Let me hit this question. So here's the question, guys. You have an all-white bully breed dog, okay? Could be American Bully, could be whatever. I don't care. Bully breed. It's all white. Dude is white. I don't care. You raise his tail, you look at his booty hole, everything. He's white. He's white everywhere. But he's got a black nose. He's got a black nose, right? Does that mean, right? I'm going to write the question. Does that mean the dog is truly white? Or does it mean it has a color and it has been overly diluted? Right? If you say it has color, what color is it? Right? So this is.
I remember when we went down that road. That was fun.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you. Look at the dog on the left, not the one on the right, the one on the left. In fact, let me go in there so you don't get confused. There you go. Visit. There you go. Here he goes.
I still see a dog in the background.
That's right. Hold on. Let me close this one for a second. I thought that it would follow wherever I go, but it doesn't. Here you go. So I know this dog has a little bit of black right here. Imagine it's all white, okay, for the sake of argument. I know it's got a little speck of black here, here, and here. Imagine it's all white, but it's got a black nose, okay? Is this an all-white dog, or is this a dog with color that has been overly diluted? All right?
And real quick, so what color is it diluted?
Real quick, Dupree Anders. I ship out on the 16th next month. Big Mike, USMC. Hey, Dupree, nothing but love for you, man. Thank you for serving our nation. And you take care out there, bro. You safe, make bro. Sure. Yeah, you make sure wherever you're at, man, you stop by and let us know everything's going well, man. Nothing but love for you, man. Let's see. We got Billy Watton saying Mike need limes. He yawning. Yeah, he does. We got to bring back the limes, man.
Oh, man.
Adam Field says, pues claro que sí, Billy Watton. Yeah, they're watching, bro. They're watching. I'm letting you know, man.
Hey, I'm just a yawning son of a. I'll tell you.
If there's ever a day,
I'm not gonna yawn. It's nighttime. I'm yawning.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's every day you come here and you got an itch. Don't scratch it live, bro, because they watch. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know, man.
Y'all keeping me on my toes, man.
Philly fighter 16 January 09. I was the worst firefighter ever in Helene province, Afghanistan, and couldn't get no air support. Why would you say that, man? Why would you say the worst? Come on, man. Wait a minute. We got Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
He said he was in the worst firefight of his life and could not get air support.
My bad, Philly fighter. That's why I need my translator, man. I read a little too quick. Yeah, bro. Here's the thing. For those of you that don't know, especially when you're a grunt, whether you're Army or Marine, when you're on the ground, bro, air support is very important. I could tell you, being in the military, I I don't remember a time that they ever sent us in where we didn't have some sort of air superiority, whether it be in numbers or in technology, right? To not have that air support when you need it, bruh. Man, I feel for you, Philly. I know what it's like, man. I know what it's like. Magnuma says cream. That the white dog that's been diluted is cream. And the answer is no, that's not it. Because a cream-colored dog does not.
Cream-colored dog.
Yeah, a cream-colored dog is not going to produce a black nose. Not happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got a cream's got its own color too.
Harlequin and overly diluted. Okay, so let me explain something to you. Overly diluted, I can definitely agree with you on that. As far as Harlequin, let me see. Because is pretty much a lighter version of Harlequin. However, Harlequins do have a black nose. Therefore, I have to say that's not the answer I was looking for, but it is a possibility. I can't take that away from you, Delvin Baker. So, Delvin Baker, you're getting a free spin along with Inserata. Let me see if somebody else wrote on there what I was looking for. Let's see. Black with Harlequin. Okay. Problem you have there in Serata is you got beat to it by Delvin Baker. But Delvin Baker, my bad, Delvin, I can't give you the spin. You didn't show it in genetic format, my friend, and she did. Man, in Serata, you trying to eat up all the spins. Woo! Okay, yeah, look, she wrote it on here. Again, okay, yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be Harlequin, guys. Let me just tell you this. This dog could have been a black dog. This could have been a black dog that got over diluted. And just hear me out, because you're going to say, well, the nose would have turned blue. Just hear me out for a second. If the dog got overly diluted, then it got bred to say an all black dog. And that capital B comes through on the nose. Even if it doesn't have dilution, it has a capital D. The fact that the dog is overly white is you're not going to get color from one generation to the next. You could also get it that way. And that's what I was kind of waiting for. But that's fine. That's fine. It turns out Inserata turns out with 3 spins, man. Wow.
On a roll, baby.
Inserata ain't playing, man. She came here. She came, she saw, she conquered. All right, Inserata, here we go. Let's get the wheel on. And let's get this. Can y'all see the wheel, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. Inserata, spin number 1. Here we go.
All right, let's
Inserata,
go.
I would say I'm rooting for you, but since you got 3 spins, I'm
rooting for you. Let's go.
Yeah, all right.
Man.
I'm rooting against you, Inserata.
Close.
Please don't hold it against me.
Close.
Could you imagine she would have hit Regal Choice, and then she hits $100, and then she hits Nuvet? Man, here we go. Inserata, spin number 2.
$100 right here.
Oh, no, wristband. There we go. We're going to get a wristband. All right, Inserata. We got you a wristband. I think she's had quite a few already that I've sent over.
Don't let him off easy. Let's go.
Here we go. Oh.
Hey, man.
All right, Inserata. Do me a favor, Inserata. You know, you've done it so many times. You probably got Hollywood's address or email or whatever already programmed into your phone. But get in contact with Hollywood. He's gonna send me the address. I'm gonna send you the wristbands. He's over here cracking up. Yay. All right. Let's see. Zulema Santiago says, Raul, I'm very curious about the tweed pattern. Do you have information about it? All right. Well, tell you what, let's look it up together. Let's look it up together. Tweed pattern. When we brought this up on Friday, and it comes from, no, we didn't bring it up on Friday, did we? Hold on a second, man. Tweed pattern. Okay. So let me bring this up so we could all read it together and I don't get ahead of you guys, right? All right. Let's see. There you go. Tweed patterns in dogs. In dogs, tweed refers to a specific merle pattern characterized by multiple shades and splotches on a pale background, often with a mosaic-like appearance. This pattern is a variation of the merle coat color caused by different merle variants. Okay, so merle pattern, the merle gene causes mottled. Okay, so let's
see if they have an image of it.
Yeah, that's where we're jumping in on. Okay, so I see what they're saying specifically in this picture, and let me bring it in. So I know you can barely see it, but there's like a tanned background color right around here on this dog. Over here is white in the background, but over here is like tanned. Okay, I can tell you for a fact, and I didn't realize this before, Mike. You're going to crack up at what I'm about to say, but I have a tweed dog and I never knew it. And I'm going to try and show them to y'all in a minute. Yeah, here it goes. So here you got your merle pattern, right? Your blotches, and then that grayish in the background, right? And then even some of that tan is that tweed, right? That's what makes it tweed. So as far as I'm seeing, that's what it is. Let's see what this says. See if it gives us a better no, not really.
Hey, Raul.
Yes,
Look
sir.
up tweed American Bullies. They have a lot of different examples.
Oh, they do. Okay. Let me look it up. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to.
The first one on the top left is a good example.
This one right here.
Yeah. It's the multicolors within the patches.
Yeah, it's that background. Like you see the little bit of tan here, not the white. Get your eyes off of the white. You see how back here it's got a little bit of a tan or darker brown coloring.
It not also where the brown, the big dark brown, has light brown in with it? Right there where you're at.
Right here?
Yeah. Where it's multicolored within the dark splotches.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that. I didn't interpret it that way.
I noticed that in these other pictures too, where it's like even the splotches of dark have multicolor.
I don't know what I'm starting to see, at least in the pictures. Whoa, man, I shouldn't have done that. My bad. What I'm seeing a lot of is, for example, this one right here. One. Yeah, right here. You see this right here? This is that tweed.
The light gray next to the white.
Background. Yeah, the background not being white and not being too dark where you can't see it. That's the tweed right there. Right?
I noticed that a lot of those also have like right here where he's got that dark chocolate or black on the left eye.
Right?
Yeah, that there'll be more than one tone of color on these tweed dogs even in the dark places a lot of times. Yep.
Also, look at that nose. Right? Merle displaces color. That's how you know. Look, notice how the nose is kind of dark here and then pink, 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 right? Speckled, right? Speckled nose. You can see it on this one too. See the nose?
Yep. I think that tweed's pretty, man.
Look at this one. See the nose?
Yep.
Yeah.
The lips get like that too, right?
Look at this one. It can. You see the little speck right here, a lighter color.
Uh-huh.
Let me see this one over here. Yeah, you can see the pink around the nose here. And then this is that tweed right here in the background.
I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I have a tweed dog in my boy Congo.
See, look at that puppy where that dog's got his hand, where they got his hands on that dog. Hit that picture right there. Yeah. See how the dark patches are two-toned as well?
They are. But I think the tweed is this
I
right
think
here,
it is.
bro.
It's that gray. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's that, yeah. Because
I
if you
just
notice,
specifically to the tweed, they seem to have.
if you notice, this is a tri pup. You can see the tan points here and here, but notice how it displaces it, right?
Yeah.
It displaces it right there, stops it up to there, and then it allows the tan. But here's where that tweed is going to appear.
Yeah, that is. You're right. There, he's got the splotches on the nose too.
Yeah, he's got the little pink, the speckled nose. That's typical amongst tris, and that's because of Merles, and that's because of the displacement of melanin.
Melanin,
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, look at this one. Wow, look at those colors. Yeah, and right here is that tweeting right here.
Yeah, you're right. It seems to be the common denominator.
Right there, right here. Yeah.
That kind of smoky.
Well, it says there. It says that it's multiple shades of color. I think it's a specific color that they're calling tweed. The browns and all the different ones that have a country feel to it is the tweed. I don't think it's specifically that gray in between from what I'm reading.
Well, we're calling it gray, but in reality, if you see this dog, he's almost like a lilac,
khaki,
or kind of like a lilac. If you notice that what we're calling tweed or gray or whatever you want to call is just a lighter version of what's there. And all it is like a magnification, right? That's what Merle.
So is that the multiple shades of color that they're calling tweed?
Yes,
because that's what it says. Multiple shades of color.
To me, it is. Let's.
I think
if you're looking at the pictures. If you're looking at the pictures, that's the main common denominator that they all have.
No, I was looking at the actual definition of tweed. That's what I was reading.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree, though. That seems to be the common denominator there.
Yeah. Wow, look at this. Look at this cat. Yeah, and then over here, and then that's just it. Brown, right? Brown. When you dilute it, it becomes fawn, right? If you dilute it more, it becomes Isabella. You dilute it a little bit more, it's going to become grayish color, like right here, this little spot right there. And when it becomes grayish color, that is what is supposed to be referred to as lilac in our breed.
What an amazing looking dog that is right there.
Yeah, the colors definitely... I mean, forget the colors. Take the colors out. He's got some nice paws, nice chest, and shoulders on him.
Yeah, just an all-around good-looking dog, but his coat is really exceptional too.
It definitely is, man. And you can't take that away from him, bro. So magnificent, man. But listen, let me see. Miss Solema says, thanks. Not everyone has a tweed. All people call this pattern a Merle. How Embark classified those. Embark does not classify those. Embark says there is Merle, there is no Merle gene present. That's it. In order to classify it, we spoke about it last Friday. And what you got to go and find is something that's called an oligo scale. Okay? Oligo scale. Merle dog. So you got to find a company that will actually test, right, and give you exactly this right here. This is an oligo scale.
Does UC Davis do that?
I'm not sure. You're going to have to contact them. I'm not at liberty to speak for any company. But the higher end you are here, you notice how here you have say black, and then you have a lighter color of black, which is very light gray.
Where are you pointing at? I can't see your.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad you brought it up, man, because I changed screens, and I keep thinking this thing follows me, but it doesn't. So let me show you guys. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
I see the screen. I don't see your mouse.
Okay, no, that's fine. But you've seen the screen,
There,
right?
Yeah. Now I see your mouse. Okay.
So this is a cryptic merle. This is a merle that on the legal scales 25 to 55, you can't tell is cryptic. You can't tell is a merle. Then you'll have a dilute merle that'll just dilute the coloration, but it's not really giving you blotches between 66 and 74. Then you have what they call a standard merle, which is between 78 and 86. In this one, you're getting some of that tweed because if you notice, you got black blotches that are now having, and then you have lighter gray, right? So this is to get lighter gray is going to come from black. Here's where you're getting the two different tones.
So that's in the standard range is where we get that tweed.
Well, it could be standard range, and then notice this one starts 81 to 105. This one ends at 86, so they overlap, right?
Yeah.
So
could be in the Harlequin stage.
Maybe a smidgen higher, maybe an 87 or an 88 gets you closer to a lighter gray, right? But not to the point where it turns completely white in Harlequin. But the problem you have is Embark does not do that testing. Right. You need to find a company, and there are many on there. You just got to research it online like everything else.
Yeah.
That you're going to pay a little bit more, but they're going to test exclusively for that. Also, haven't you seen the dogs that have a merle mask? They have black on one side, not the other. You're also able to do those fancy things with those types of scalings, okay? So, you got it, Hugo. Number love, Miss Beth. Number love, appreciate you. But listen, guys, let's call this a night, man. It's been Memorial Day. We've had a nice little good dog talk. We talked a little bit of colors. And then he says, Brindle to Merle, no-go. Why would it be a no-go? Why would it be a no-go? Brindle's a pattern. The Brindle's a pattern, but it's a colored pattern. It's not a non-colored pattern, right? So, why would it not be a no-go? Now, could it happen? I would say yes, because I'm seeing, in fact, I think you could actually have a Trindle with Merle, right? At that point, you have three patterns. You have the tricolored pattern, you have the Brindle pattern, and you have the Merle pattern all together at the same time. So there you have it. Let me bring Hollywood from the back, and let's get this thing started, Hollywood.
It's your boy Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back of the cube. We're catching you on the next one. Oh,
you go, Michael Higginson.
Michael Higginson with QBN Kennel out of Arkansas, man. The co-host with the most, Money Mike. Catching y'all on the next one.
Guys, you already know we do this every Monday, every Friday, 8 p.m. CSTO. You already know, man. We're talking colors. If you want to know what you get when you breed a brown dog to a blue dog, better yet, a blue tri-carrier to a lilac tri, make sure to tune in to the video we're going to be dropping this week. It's been Raul from the Q. I'll be catching you on the next one.
American Bully, that's a dream. From XL booties to extreme. Pocket standing, not left behind. Bully breeding is a grinder, we don't mind. Pick it up shit, face no posting. Put in the time, we get left behind. Stand on your 2 feet, no joint in crowd. Stay grounded with 10 toes down. Some get big handy when they win at a show. Some act like Joe. Plus some hype for the dough. Real breeders.